What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of GBA. In this video, we're going to continue my Sega Saturn series, which is basically my collection quest for the Sega Saturn. So look back through my other Sega Saturn series videos if you want to get more details on why I'm doing this and what prompted me to start collecting more Sega Saturn games, because I don't really want to explain that in every single video for the folks that watch all of these. But like I said, I'm going to probably create a playlist for this, so check back through those videos if you want to see how this all started. But in this Sega Saturn series video, we're going to look at 5 new games. So these are all games I got within the last couple days, and we're going to start with some of the ones that are the worst games, in my opinion at least, and then we'll show you the ones that I recommend at the end of the video. So first up, we have College Slam. So, like most of the sports games, I'm not going to show any gameplay video of this, but College Slam is a decent basketball game. This is basically, the easiest way I could explain it is this is NBA Jam, but with colleges and college players, I guess you could say. It plays a lot like NBA Jam. Honestly, the Sega Saturn version is not very good. I would rather play the PlayStation 1 version, or even play this on Super Nintendo over the Sega Saturn. But like I said, when it comes to sports games, it's not at the bottom of the barrel, but it's definitely not anything special either. But yeah, College Slam on Saturn, another game that's fairly cheap that you can pick up if you're starting out collecting for the Saturn. But not the best game out there. Alright, so next up we have a loose disc game, and this is a very bad game. We have Criticon on Sega Saturn. So yeah, this is obviously a loose disc, but like the last video where I showed 3 Dirty Dwarfs, I printed out the artwork and just put it in a DVD case. It looks good on the shelf. It's easy to see what it is. It's better than having loose CDs laying around. Why did I pick up a loose disc of this? This game isn't the cheapest game out there. It's by far not expensive, but I got the loose disc for like $10, and that was a good price for this game, and it's kind of what I wanted to pay for it. But Criticon, it's an early 3D fighting game, I guess is a good way to put it. It feels like it's trying to mimic stuff like Virtua Fighter and Battle Arena Toshinden, kind of it feels like that too. It's got that really floaty jumping mechanic to it. I don't know, it's just not fun. There's not really a good groove with the game. There's not a lot of special moves. There's not a lot of modes. There's not a lot of characters. It's just a very basic early 3D fighting game. It's not terrible. I've seen some people say it's like the worst thing on the planet, and it's bad, but it's playable. Some of the atmospheres that you find in are pretty interesting. You can move around sort of on a 3D plane, like a lot of 3D fighting games early on, but it's not a good game. But if you want a cheap game for your Saturn collection, this is a good one to pick up. But yeah, Criticon on Saturn, second game. Now these last 3 games are games that I do recommend that you pick up because I at least have fun with them, and I think you would too if you give them a chance. The first one here is a racing game. We have F1 Challenge. So this isn't an overly expensive game, but it's not like super cheap either. You can pick this one up for around $30 or a little bit less. But this is actually a really fun racing game. I love racing games. I tend to go more for arcade style racing games. This is much more of like a simulation racing game, but it's not overly realistic. The game looks pretty good. The textures are kind of muddy, but the drawing rate is really good. You can see plenty ahead of you in this game to see what's coming up. Some of the textures are good. The cars look good. Like I said, some of the graphics are muddy, but gameplay-wise, it's really fun. It's got some interesting, graphical tweaks to it. Like, when you watch like F1 racing, when the cars scrape the ground, you'll see the sparks flying up and stuff like that. This has that in this game, which I think is pretty cool. But it's a fun game. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's kind of limited, but so is a lot of early 3D racing games. But this one I do suggest picking up if you like racing games, and it's not overly expensive if you want to pick something up for your Saturn collection. But yeah, F1 Challenge, good game. Also, right, so the final 2 are really good games. So I talked about the first one of these games in my first video in this series, but we have Bug 2. Leaner, Meaner, and Greener. So yeah, Bug 2, I had never played this game. I actually really like the original Bug, but I had never played Bug 2. But if you played Bug 1, Bug 2 is pretty similar, I would say, at least in the start. I haven't played this game for too long, but I do like this game. The graphics are better than Bug 1, and Bug 1 still look pretty good. The stages are very interesting, and, just it's a very good graphical style in this game. I like the graphics. I like the backgrounds. The first stage I played was like a haunted house-like stage, I guess you could say. Once again, it's kind of hard to tell exactly where you are sometimes on the screen, gauge how to attack enemies and stuff like that. But Bug 2, you can play as more characters than just standard Bug, but it feels a lot like the original game, but it's good. This is a little bit of a pricey game. I don't really know exactly, $70, $60 if I remember correctly. I got this for a decent price. I want to say I paid $50 for this with free shipping, which I felt was good at the time. But yeah, Bug 2, highly recommend this game if you guys like action platformers. Last up, absolutely amazing video game. I've only played it for about 45 minutes, but man, this is a good one. We have Mr. Bones. So, Mr. Bones, I got this for a really good deal, and the reason why is because it was missing the manual. It has the case artwork, and the actual Saturn case is in really, really good shape. There's like no major cracks or anything like that. The two discs are like brand new, no scratches or anything like that. So this is a 2-disc game. But yeah, it was missing the manual, so basically I just went online, I printed out some artwork here and just taped it in. It looks good. Obviously it's not legitimate, and you know that by looking at it, but it looks good from my perspective, and it looks good on the shelf, so that's all that matters. And this is another one of those games that goes for over $150 usually, and this one was just missing the manual, and I picked this up for, was it $68? Maybe a few bucks shipping, but I felt good paying that for this. But this game is great. I've heard it is even better the longer you play into it. I heard it mixes different kinds of gameplay and stuff like that. The first stage, you're basically running from other skeletons, trying to, it's kind of like the first stage in Aladdin on Genesis. It kind of reminded me of that. But this game has a great art style, great music. It's quirky, it's funny. The cutscenes and cinematics are fantastic. But this is one I highly recommend. If you guys don't want to pay for the game, I don't really know how the emulation is on this. It plays good in the Polymega though, so the emulation must be okay somewhere. But Mr. Bones, highly, highly recommend this. And pick this up if you guys are collecting for the Saturn. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it. So yeah, out of these 5 games, I really didn't have no issues playing any of these on the Polymega. I didn't see any, graphical glitches or anything like that. I want to say Bug 2 might have had a little bit of slowdown in one of the areas I was playing in, and one game might have had like an audio crack if I remember correctly, but the gameplay wise they all played really, really good, and they look good in 1080p on my 4K TV. Hopefully you guys saw some gameplay of most of these games, if not all of them. I can't remember if I don't think I filmed anything for College Slam, but yeah, that is it for this video on my Sega Saturn journey into collecting. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about this video. Do you own any of these games? What was your favorite game? And like always, if you guys have suggestions, let me know, because I'm looking to pick up more Sega Saturn games. But for now, guys, that's probably going to do it. But first, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you know anybody who might like this kind of content, please share the video. I'm always looking to grow the channel a little bit. But for now, guys, I'm probably going to go play some video games, maybe open up some boxes, try to enjoy the rest of my evening. Hope you do too. So until next time, everyone, I'll see you later.